Good morning, students. Today I will explain you the poem Television. Full poem I will explain yourself. And as is our revision chapter, so if you get any doubt, you can ask me afterward. Okay? Yes, sir. This is detailed analysis of the poem Television. Okay? Written by Roald. So I am starting from first. The first lines are there. The most important thing we have learned so far as children are concerned is never, never, never let them near your television set. Or better still, just don't install the idiotic thing at all. In these lines, poet is addressing all British parents and telling them that the most important thing one must learn while raising children is to keep them away from the television set. He also says that it is possible to come to a better solution to the problem by the installing a television set in their homes in the first place. Next, in almost every house we have been, we have watched them gaping at the screen. They loll and slop and lung about and stare until their eyes pop out. And last week in someone's place we saw a dozen eyeballs on the floor. In these lines, poet speaks as if he has undertaken a long research on the bad effects of watching television by visiting a large number of households. In most houses, he has found the children lazing about all day and staring at the television screen without doing any creative work at all. Next, he endures in a bit of excretion that is nonetheless amusing when he says that sometimes the children stare so hard that their eyeballs fall off, and he has seen a dozen eyeballs rolling about on the floor in one house. Next, they sit and stare and sit until they are hypnotized by it, until they are absolutely drunk with all that shocking wisdom. In these lines, poet says that children's entire attention is captured by the television screen and they cannot concentrate on anything other than what they are watching. Next, oh yes, we know it keeps them still. They don't climb up the windowsill. They never fight or kick or punch. They leave you free to cook the lunch and wash the dishes in the sink. But did you ever stop to think? To wonder just exactly what this does do your beloved taught? In these lines, poet admits that he knows the television can be a convenient way to keep the children occupied. While watching television, children never cause trouble or throw tantrums. As a result, their parents can go about doing their household chores without any interruption. Next, it roars the sense in the head, it keeps imagination dead. It clogs and clutters up the mind, it makes a child so dull and blind. He can no longer understand and afford to see fairyland. His brain becomes as soft as cheese. His powers on thinking rust and freeze. He cannot think, he only sees. These lines are written in capital to emphasize that they carry the main message of the poem. This message is that watching too much television fills up the mind of children with useless facts, while at the same time destroying their ability to create or understand the world of fantasy in their imagination. Next lines. All right, you will cry. All right, you will say. But if we take the set away, what shall we do to entertain our darling children? Please explain. These questions are raised from the parents to the poet. In these lines, poet anticipates that the parents' next question would be, they might agree to take away the television set from their children, but will ask how they are supposed to now keep their children entertained and occupied. In next lines, we will answer this by asking you, what use the darling ones to do? How use they keep themselves contented before this monster was invented? In these lines, poet tells the parents that they cannot have forgot how children kept themselves entertained before the recent invention of the television. Next para. Have you forgotten? Don't you know? We will say it very loud and slow. They used to read. They read and read and read and read and then proceed to read some more. Great Scott, gazooks, and half their lives was reading books. In these lines, poet says that before the coming of television, children would read, and it is a shame that now don't. The nursery shelves held books galore, books cluttered up nursery floor, and in the bedroom, by the bed, more books were to be read. In these lines, poet creates the alternate landscape that has been mentioned in the section on the poem setting. In this landscape, children's rooms are filled to the brim with books. Such wonders find fantastic tales of dragons, gypsies, queens and whales, and treasure islands and distant shores where smugglers rode with muffled oars, and pirates wearing purple pants, and sailing ships and elephants, and cannibals crouching round the pot, staring away at something hot. It smells so good. What can it be? Good gracious, it's pine log. In these lines, poet talks about the kind of typical fantasy stories that the children would read in his days. These were stories of adventure with many interesting characters. Next lines. The younger one said, Beatrix Potter. Beatrix Potter is a writer, okay? With Mr. Toad, the dirty rotter, and Squirrel Nutkin, Pigling Bland, and Mrs. Tiggy, Winkle, and just how the camel got his hump, and how the monkey lost his rum, and Mr. Toad, and bless my soul, there's Mr. Rat and Mr. Mole. Oh, books! What books they used to know? Those children living long ago. In these lines, poet pays a tribute to another children author like him, Beatrix Potter. Potter's books were known for the use of animals as characters and the various colorful illustrations. Next lines. So please, oh please, we beg, we pray, go through your TV set away, and in its place you can install a lovely book sale on the wall. So here poet is telling that go throw your set away, then fill the shelves with lots of books, ignoring all the dirty looks, the screams and yells, the bites and kicks, and children hitting you with sticks. In these lines, poet makes an earnest appeal to parents to throw away their television set and replace it with a book sale, ignoring all the objection of their children. Fear not, because we promise you that in about a week or two of having nothing else to do, they will now begin to feel the need of having something to read. In these lines, poet says, he just feels sure that sooner or later the children will return to reading books to pass the time. Last stanzas. And once they start, oh boy, you watch the slowly growing joy that fills their hearts. They will grow so keen, they will wonder that they would ever see in that ridiculous machine that no settings fall in clean, repulsive television screen, and later each and every kid will love you more for what you did. In these lines, poet says that the children will not be able to stop reading books once they have started, and then will wonder why they had ever liked watching television. Finally, they will thank their parents for introducing them to books. So, it was the analysis of the poem, and now I will tell you some word meanings. Just written here, long about. The meaning of long about is spending time in a relaxing way and suddenly doing very little. Next one is hypnotized. It means charmed or highly influenced. After then, junk, something of little value, useless stuff. Punch means hit someone or something with first. Clogs and clutters. It means blocks the mind and fills it with useless things. Monster. means imaginary creature that is large, ugly and frightening demon. Next is cluttered up. Cluttered up means it fills a place with things that are not tidy. Gypsies. Gypsies means nomadic tribe wandering from place to place. Today whom we call refugees. Okay. Next is pirates means sea robbers who attack ships and steal the things. I think all you have understand the things properly. If you get any problem, you can contact at the school afterward. Okay. Thank you everybody.